Okay, guys, this just came across my screen. I have not watched this. I just saw the title 70 Christians found beheaded in Congo, in the Congo in Africa. So, we're going to watch this video together. You're going to get my real time reaction on it. And I think now more than ever, guys, is the time that we need to pray for the Christian church, not just here in soft America because we take it for granted, but in these other countries and continents like Africa, like Asia, like the Saudi Arabia, the places where it's illegal to be a Christian. Let's listen to this video, and man, this is sad. 70 people died for the faith.
In a chilling escalation of violence, the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, has once again become a blood-soaked battleground for Islamist militants. On February 13, 2025, a horrifying attack unfolded in the northeastern territory of Lubero, where 70 Christians were beheaded inside a Protestant church in Kasanga.
Wow.
The perpetrators? Suspected members of the Allied Democratic Forces, ADF, a ruthless group with ties to the so-called Islamic State, ISIS. This latest atrocity has sent shockwaves through the Christian community and underscored the growing Islamist stranglehold on parts of the DRC.
This is very, very tragic and very sad, guys. The the feud between Christianity and the Islamic religion, it's probably the biggest beef there is right now in the world, the entire world. We're like neck and neck, right? We are about 2 billion, 2.5 billion strong each. But here's the thing about the Islam religion is they don't play. Christians are soft and they know that. Christians were passive. We don't attack. We don't get vengeance. We're passive. We turn the other cheek. And so they're using this militant mindset that they have to come and attack us. But Jesus wouldn't have us attack back. Trust me, guys, I know it's hard to see this and be like, why don't we do something? The only thing that we can do is continue to pray. We can continue to love on these people and try to tell people the truth about Jesus Christ. I know it makes it hard when stuff like this happens, though.
The nightmare began at 4 a.m. in the village of Maba. According to field sources, ADF militants crept into homes under the cover of darkness, whispering a deceptive command. Get out, and don't make any noise. 20 Christian men and women obeyed, only to be seized by the armed intruders. As the local community rallied to devise a rescue plan, the militants tightened their grip, surrounding Maba and abducting another 50 believers. The captives, 70 in total, were marched to the church in Kasanga, where they met a gruesome end. Their severed heads are a stark testament to the barbarity now plaguing the region.
That's so sad, so tragic. To be beheaded like that, it's terrible, really. Men in the Bible were beheaded. John the Baptist, Paul. I'm not really certain off the top of my head about any others being beheaded that way, but it's gruesome to die that way. It's so tragic that just for being a Protestant believer in Jesus Christ, someone is willing to kill you for that. And here we are in the comfort of our own homes. We got Bibles everywhere. We got the Bible app. I can worship publicly. I can drive around with my Jesus bumper sticker, and no one's going to do anything to me. But in these places like this, just by following Jesus, you get your head chopped off.
Even after the killings, the terror persisted. Until February 18, families couldn't bury their loved ones due to ongoing threats. Many Christians have since fled, joining the swelling ranks of the displaced. This gruesome massacre, reported by field sources and local leaders, marks the latest chapter in a relentless campaign by the ADF to assert dominance in the DRC's volatile northeast. The group, which pledged allegiance to IS in 2019, has transformed from a shadowy Ugandan insurgency into a formidable jihadist force, exploiting the region's instability to sow terror. The church...
This is going to keep happening, guys. This isn't just an African thing. This isn't just an Indian thing or a Saudi Arabian thing or a Chinese thing. Like these nations, yes, they have a large Muslim influence in them. It's even made its way to the UK. The UK is being run rampant with Muslim activity these days. It's going to continue to make its way to America. In the town that I live in, there's only one mosque that I'm aware of. But a few years back, somebody burnt down the mosque and now it's been rebuilt and it's bigger and stronger than ever. And I don't know how long it's going to be before I see some type of terrorist activity in the state of Missouri that I live in. but I understand and I'm aware that these are the end times. These are the last days, and the persecuted church is going to continue to grow. These people have been dispersed and displaced, and they are no longer able to live where they were because of this terrorism. I don't know what's going to happen here in America, but I know it's not going to get any better anytime soon. This is where the mice and men will be made. If you are not willing to die for Jesus, you will not stand the test.
Kasanga, once a sanctuary, became a slaughterhouse, its walls bearing silent witness to the execution of believers whose only crime was their faith. The ADF's reign of terror is not new, but it's intensifying at an alarming rate. Since 2014, the group has ramped up its assaults, starting in Beni territory in North Kivu province. The violence has since spilled into Iramu and Mombasa in Ituri province, and now Lubero is in its crosshairs. In the past month alone, the ADF has slaughtered over 200 people in Baswaga chiefdom, according to local reports. This relentless campaign has propelled the DRC 6 spots up the World Watch list, landing at number 35. In 2024, 355 Christians were killed for their faith, up from 261 the year prior, while an estimated 10,000 were uprooted, a tenfold increase from 2023.
That's crazy.
The numbers tell a story of devastation: looted and torched homes, shuttered schools, abandoned villages, and a healthcare system in collapse. Adding fuel to the fire, the M23 rebel group, allegedly backed by Rwanda, has exploited the chaos, further endangering Christians caught in the crossfire. The ADF's vision is clear: to carve out a proto-state governed by Sharia law, with eastern DRC as its battleground. As Congolese forces struggle to contain the threat and regional tensions with neighbors like Rwanda flare, the Islamist grip tightens. With ISIS's ideological backing, the group has morphed from a local insurgency into a sophisticated terror network, leaving a trail of bodies and broken communities.
One of the things that I know about these organizations and how they grow so quickly is that the men in these areas are tired of weakness. They're tired of passivity, but they're also tired of suffering, and they want to take a stance. And the way that these guys recruit them is by using these tactics that make them feel like they'll have what they need by joining forces with them, and that their needs will be provided for, but that they'll have structure and discipline, and they'll be men, right? And when you feel like God is the reason why you've had all these issues in your life in the first place, it's very easy to join an organization that doesn't serve him. Yes, they serve a God, but they don't serve our God. They don't serve the God, right? Make no mistake about it. All these religions are false. There's only one way to heaven, and that's through Jesus. There's only one maker, Prince of Peace, and that's Jesus. So all this stuff that they're doing is all antichrist. These are men being used by Satan to sow discord and tear the world apart. And it's working. It's working in large amounts too. So when you see this stuff, it's going to tear your heart apart. It's going to make you sorrowful. It's going to make you have, fear. It's going to make you have a lot of these things. But all that stuff comes from the enemy. Just trust and believe that. We have to trust and believe that our God is still a waymaker, and that just because this stuff is going to increase doesn't mean that he's not still seated on the throne and he's not in control, that he doesn't have a plan, a perfect plan at that will come, and we'll see a redemption of God's people. Even if it comes to some mass destruction, guys, we still will have a glorious spot seated in heaven with our Father, worshiping him indefinitely for all eternity, because we have faith in Jesus Christ. I know that these 70 people dying is sad and it's tragic, but one thing that I do know is that they are in heaven, and Jesus is proud of them for fighting and enduring the race and not caving on the faith, not tapping out, not taking the mark of the beast, not surrendering to the world because someone else told them who their God should be. That's going to do it for this one. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, God bless.